Hey, welcome back to the Castellano Marriage Ministry channel. This is my lovely wife, Linda.
This is my wonderful husband, David.
And today we're going to talk about life, love, and marriage. And more specifically, we just had a recent event in our church, the Marriage Symposium, where we discussed what marriage is like for young couples, older couples. And there were some interesting questions that came up. There was a lot of feedback from the audience, the people that attended. And there are a couple of things that we would like to address with today's video. The first one being...
We're asking about just what does marriage... basically started off with, basically going over the foundation of marriage. That's a biblical principle.
Mm-hmm.
And also that how does it work out with roles? With roles. And so part of that, and so our church is Restoration Mountain International Ministry in Linwood, Illinois, and we were having the marriage symposium, and it was a lot of young people. Our church is pretty much filled with young people.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably the oldest couple almost there. Maybe
one of the older couples.
Yeah, one of the older couples. And as you all know, we've been together a long time, 31 years married, 33 years together. And so we were, one of the older couples sharing information with the younger couples. And one of the things that came out was submission. And everybody hates that word.
Yeah,
girls don't like that word.
Touchy subject.
Yes.
Submission is just
it's
one of
almost
those.
like a cuss word.
Yeah, submission.
It's like
submitting anything having to do with submitting exactly to your husband. Yeah.
To what?
There's a whole wide range of thoughts that
about
come
it, and
to
it's
mind.
all negative. And so they were asking us, what did submission look like? And so we gave an example of that. And we had a recent experience with a situation, a party that we held at our house for our grandson's birthday. And during that time,
we were all sitting around
the table, and we had turned on the music, but it was staticky. It wasn't coming in clear. And I was getting ready to get up to turn the music down or off or channel.
She had asked me if I could change the channel or
Did
the
I
station.
ask you initially?
I think you asked me to change the station initially, and with the people that were around, I guess.
But but you said to me, you was like, I was getting up to do it. And then you said, no, babe, I'm going to do it. I'm going to change it. Sit down, eat.
I said, sit down.
Sit yourself down.
Right.
That's not what he said. He said, sit down and eat. And I was like, okay. So
in a loving way, I said, no, sit down. I got it.
That's exactly how you said it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But he kept eating too. And the static was still going on. And we had my sister who was looking at me like, what's happening right now? He's not going to turn it down. You're not going to turn it down.
She was very impatient.
And she was trying to understand, after I saw that David was still sitting down eating, why didn't I get up to turn on the station or to fix it? And I just decided to go ahead and I didn't want to dishonor him, and that is how I would have seen it. Allow him a few minutes to get up and then go do it. And in a few minutes, he did get up. But it wasn't like instant. It wasn't an instant thing. It was a few minutes. In that, that's submission on a level that I think people don't think about, because a lot of times if we ask our spouse to do something and they don't do it right away, we get annoyed. And
upset, annoyed, irritated,
and
frustrated,
and we just be like, I can do it myself. I don't need you for this. That's why I don't be asking you for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it goes like that. So in this marriage, I have learned to give it a few minutes. Okay, even in my children, I have learned to, if I tell them to do something, give them a few minutes, because I'm quick. I'm like this. I'm boom, boom, boom all the time, and everybody else, they're not like that sometimes. And so I've learned, instead of getting frustrated, is to wait, which is also what? A fruit of the Spirit.
Exactly. Patience is a fruit of the Spirit.
Patience, yes. And it's necessary.
Right. There are moments where, if the whatever situation is going on, where, something might need to be taken care of right away, ASAP, I'll take care of it. But in this case, it was just in a relaxed atmosphere.
Yes.
There were conversations being had, and we were all enjoying
just
ourselves.
Talking and eating.
Changing the station wasn't really like
the
top
priority.
of the list priority. And I finished whatever I was saying to someone, but I did get up to go change the channel.
Yes.
And I think that made everybody happier. I guess whoever was listening,
you know what? It's so funny because afterwards, later in the evening, I was getting ready to leave, and my sister pulled me to the side in the kitchen, and she was just like, "Wow." You just sat there. And I could feel while that was happening before they got up to change the station, in that moment, I could feel her looking at me, thinking, "Why aren't you doing this?"
Mm-hmm.
And it was pressure. Just to be
Mm-hmm.
truthful, it was pressure because I don't care what people say. We do care what people think of us, you know. And my sister was thinking, "You're being punked," in some way, but she didn't see what I saw. I saw that I needed to give my husband. First of all, I needed to honor him, saying, "No, honey, I have it. Sit down and go ahead and eat." And I needed to just hold my seat and enjoy my food. And I needed it to not respond to her pressure, which I don't know that she knew that she was applying, but it was being applied. And I needed to allow him the opportunity. Sometimes
Right. I wasn't sitting there like I've forgotten completely.
No,
about
he was
her.
just in
It
the
was
middle
on
of
my
conversation.
mind, but it was just right, exactly.
He was in the middle of conversation. But I'm saying all that to say is that we don't realize how other people influence us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To do things where we would have expressed patience with pressure, sometimes you don't. Because we care what people think of us. But we need to care beyond what people think of us and care what our spouse think of us. Care how that would make him feel or her feel if we was to do it differently than we was, had agreed to or whatever.
Right.
And
right.
so that was, my sister was like, "Linda, I learned from you every time I'm over here. I learned something that I couldn't have sat there." She was like, "I just couldn't have." But she's so fresh in her marriage. She's only 3 years into the marriage. So they have a lot of time and a lot of things to learn about one another. Another time that I could think where I was submissive, really, when you decided we had to buy our car. We had to buy a new car. Our car got hit in the parking lot at the train station, and my husband didn't want to buy a fancy car like the car we had. He wanted to buy a Toyota Yaris.
We had a luxury car.
Oh, that's right, a luxury car.
We had a luxury car back then, and then the accident that happened, it totaled the car.
Yeah.
And so it was very very hard to deal with emotionally because it was something that I had always wanted and had attained. So just losing that was very frustrating. But instead of I guess getting upset at the loss of it, having or desiring to go out and get another luxury car was just
he wouldn't do it.
I didn't want to do it because I didn't think it was a good financial choice.
Yeah, that's our dog. That's our dog, Jet. He's a barker.
No, our dog. So anyway, we ended up going with a Toyota Yaris.
I did not want to go with this car. Okay,
and, right.
It was the
it was
tiniest
totally against
little
what
car,
Linda wanted.
and it looked like a clown car. And I was too cool for that. Y'all know I cannot be out here like this. So I was so upset, and I told Dave, this is so funny too. I said to David, I said, "What are people gonna think about me in this car? How am I gonna get out this car in my fur coat?" This is what I said. Do you remember what you said?
I don't.
You don't remember?
Not off the top of my
He
head.
said, "I'll never forget it." He said, "They're going to think you're smart."
Oh.
and fashionable. And I was like, "What?" He was like, and he said, I can't believe you remember it. He said, I don't recall, or I didn't know you cared so much what people thought about you."
Oh, yeah, I kind of remember.
And I was like, "Well, I guess I do." Because
Right.
we were so accustomed to riding in a luxury car. So we get the car. First of all, I was against it, constantly against it, but he was moving forward. He was like, "This is the car we're going to buy. This is the one." And no matter what angle I came from, he was still holding his ground. And I had to submit to his decision. I almost died that time. I ain't gonna lie. That was hard. That was
It was
very hard.
for the where we were financially,
It was a
economically
smart
at
move.
that time.
It was super smart.
I think it was a wise decision.
It was super
something
wise.
that we had prayed for, and we didn't expect it to be a Toyota Yaris, but hey,
Yeah.
it worked. The amount that we bought it for was
It was
very,
reasonable, and we had the money.
very reasonable.
And we were able to pay cash for it. So everything about it was smart.
Right, we saved a lot on gas.
Oh my goodness. It was $20 a week for gas.
And despite how small it was very spacious inside.
And the inside,
And
you
it
had
moved- and it-
headroom.
Right, and it took off. It was like I don't know, turbo or
Yeah,
something.
so we named her Little Bit.
Yeah, a little
because
bit. Can handle some things.
She could handle
the road.
curves. I could park anywhere. So I fell in love with her at the
Right.
end. Can you believe that?
Right.
And I thank David like 1,000 times for talking me into it.
I think, it's so funny because after a month, she was like, I really like this car. This is amazing. I didn't think I was going to like it, but she ended up liking it.
It was so fast. It was a Toyota Yaris Sport. It was so fast. So I had to submit to him instead of, even though I could have probably went and got a car on my own with my own credit, we are one in finances. We're one together, and we have agreed to agree, which is so important.
Right.
Yeah. And the third thing I could think of, time for submission.
Whenever we're at an event or a party or some type of social gathering and there's food being served, she'll ask me if I want, what do I want? Or she'll just go off and grab.
Make the plate.
She'll make a plate for me and she'll bring it to me wherever I'm at and she'll be like, here. And I'm like, whoa, thank you. This is amazing.
I take pleasure in the fact that he's on my mind, and a lot of times he's come and brought me a plate, and I'm like,
right. So you're right. I do the same.
It's
for her.
reciprocal, but I make it a
absolutely.
point. If it's hit me first, I make it a point to make him a plate. Not just him. When my children were little, them a plate as well, because sometimes kids get the low end sometimes. So I take care of my husband and my kids first. And that's just on top. Okay, that's what I do.
For her.
And he's constantly always taking care of me. Do you want some coffee? Do you want something to drink? So we're constantly checking on one another. A third time I could think of, and this is the last one in the end of the video, is when I had Kaylin, and when I had her, my daughter has this beautiful head of hair. It's like unbelievable. Anyway, she took all my hair, and my hair fell out, and like a lot of hair was falling out. Dave was like,
she took all of my hair.
Took his hair too. And Dave was like, oh my God, your hair is like all over the pillow. Like, we need to check on that. But it was because of pregnancy. After I had her, the hair went. But the boobs came. They did come. And I was so happy for them. And so I was like, ooh, this is something new. I'm about to show this. And so I was showing it a lot. And
I remember.
And so one day I get in the car, and he says to me, oh, Linda, you look so beautiful today. And I was like, thank you. And he was like, and this is exactly how he did it. I'm going to do him like he did me.
It's like, okay, women can be beautiful, but there's something about, when they have a baby, it just, everything has been growing. Everything looks like they're glowing. It's just amazing. So not too long after my wife had our daughter, it's like we went out and she was dressing, she was really dressing up, really, really, can I say sexy?
Yeah, why can't say
she was
sexy?
sexy.
Sexy.
Man. So anyway,
purpose, okay?
we get in the car and I'm noticing like how sexy she is, and I'm just like, man. And she's like, do you like it? And I'm like, you're stunning, you're gorgeous.
Yeah, he did
amazing.
say that.
But I found it just a little bit too revealing and trying.
But he didn't say that.
But
Tell him what you said.
For a man to see something that he wants to check his wife on, it's very important to use the right words and tact.
And he did.
And I said, can that just be for me and not everyone else?
Now, how you gonna say no to that? I said, okay. Dang, I was having so much fun. Oh my God! But I love the fact
that conversation could have went like south, like really fast.
Right.
He's like, I'll do what I want to do, and I'm so sorry you don't like it, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do anyway.
But Dave have great tact when it comes to me, and I think it comes because he loves me, and he's very careful with me. So I immediately changed my behavior, and I went back to my modest dressing. And he was so happy. So it worked. So submission.
I think there's a part of that in every husband that's just like I just want that for me. Can that just be for me?
Yeah, not for the world.
Not for the world. And it's like, and even if she is like dressed up and goes out and she does look sexy, it's like, and if you'll see like men will see other guys looking, and it's like I take it as a compliment. Because if other guys are checking my wife out, I mean, like, wow, she's like not just beautiful to me, but she's beautiful to everyone, So
and I don't mind.
And I'm secure in my masculinity as well. So it's like,
And we just
People are
going
gonna
to
look anyway. People
Yeah,
look.
people gonna
People are
look.
always looking
But it was
anyway.
like sometimes the things are. He's never did it for something being too short, I don't think, or too tight. It was just they were new boobs, and I was having a good time. Okay, and they was just pushed all the way up to glory.
Yeah, we didn't buy them. They just came naturally.
They came naturally. Was the best thing. Oh my God! Like the best thing about that pregnancy was that. But anyway, we just want to thank you all so much. Hopefully you got something. Why not?
Okay,
It's a great
okay.
place.
All right.
For joining us. We wanted to just drop these in. We're going to try to, sorry for, first of all, for not posting more regularly. We're living our life. We're dropping nuggets when we can. We'll try to, drop things as often as we can.
We'll definitely try to do it as more often.
But be sure to like, subscribe, share.
Yes.
And we just love y'all.
Hopefully you all got something out of this.
Yes, submission's not a bad thing.
We're open to comments. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And if you do have any comments, go ahead and
share them.
Share them.
All right. And we're going to say goodbye.
All right. See you
Give a
later.
kiss. Mwah. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.